And we're live from sunny South Central Los Angeles. I am Mark, and I am a codependent narcissist. I wanted today to talk about feelings. Like, forever, I had no idea what those really meant. What were those? What did those even mean? I had no really clue. I really was just thinking that I felt feelings. But feelings are located in your body. And my whole life, I'd been kind of unattached to my body, um, unattached through self. I think a lot of people are actually. Um, when those three things, the mind, body, and soul, spirit, were not in alignment, I could not feel my feelings. Um, and like I said, I've been kind of disconnected from my body my whole life, just from the foods I was eating, from the exercises that I was and wasn't doing. So I first became in touch with my body 2 years ago, or maybe a little longer. I'm not really sure when I really dedicated myself to a yoga practice, and that really got me in touch with my body for the first time ever. I realized kind of like how poorly I had been treating it, and yoga was like that first kind of step in the positive direction into feeling my body more and being more in alignment. Um, Slowly that transitioned into I do martial arts now. I do Muay Thai instead of yoga. Kind of gives the dude. Don't you hate when you get like random calls from people? Like whatever. So I do Muay Thai now. I really enjoy it. It exercises both hemispheres of the brain. So kind of does the same thing as yoga. I kind of got over yoga, man. They kept saying they were warriors and stuff. But like, dude, I can kick you in the head now. I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? Stand on your head? So there's something very masculine. I wouldn't really do that, but there's something that was like masculine that was lacking. So anyway, martial arts are a great way to get back in touch with your body, or anything, I guess, that really inspires you. Dancing or any other sort of movement. Tumbling's pretty fun. Um, and then really kind of changing my diet and getting more into plant-based diet and seeing how that affected my body and how much cleaner and lighter and leaner and healthier that I felt. Um, and neither of these things was a quick fix. I still like, eating plants all the time. Kind of sucks sometimes. You get used to it, but every once in a while you wouldn't like sugar or bread. So, and same thing with the yoga or the martial arts, man. You are going to suck for like a year. Meditation, man. You are going to suck, not understand what the hell's going on for like a year. But eventually, after a year, something awesome happens and you realize that you suck less. And that feeling is fucking awesome. Super, super awesome. I guess the other thing that I did to get me in touch with my feelings is I really got into drugs. I got into cannabis and other psychedelics, and those really opened my doorways of perception. Really connecting my body with my soul and my mind. I mean, that was a really eye-opening experience for me, and um, yeah, really opened some doorways to perception. Um, I know, like most enlightened masters, like Yogananda or Tom Campbell, dudes I really respect on my spiritual path. They're not so down with drug use, but for me, it really helped calm calm some fears, just some general anxiety that I had like all the time that I didn't even realize that I had all the time. Really, in calming that general anxiety, it led me to a level of clarity and focus that like I'm just starting to realize. And but I also kind of see that it's not going to. I'm moving also away. The closer I kind of get to understanding what it did for me, the further or the closer I can get to moving past it. Because I kind of see the next step is, you can get in. These are kind of like roadmaps, and they show you the possibilities of what you can get to naturally. You can be in like this crazy meditative state all the time, 24/7. You are just in what the Hindu, with Sanskrit, that it's called Ananda, man. And you just enjoy and bliss all the motherfucking time. How awesome is that? And I'm fucking close, bro. I fucking am so close to that. You have no idea. So, so drugs for me really helped. Um, but the problem with drug use is when you're not on drugs, your ego fucking shuts those feelings down quick, so quick. You don't even know. That's why like drug use doesn't really help you because you're just kind of experiencing this thing, but uh, it's just not really true. It's not really your experience. Um, yeah. So why didn't I feel my feelings? Because feelings were dangerous. Feelings felt bad. Feelings weren't validated in my house when I was a kid. And our brains are kind of wired to avoid pain at all costs. So, in a healthy family, if a child has pain, your kid hits his head, he starts crying, the mother or father or both come over and soothe the child, and then the child feels better. So the child begins to associate pain with the injury with pleasure feeling from the validation from his parents. That validation of emotions like that, especially when you hurt yourself, all these endorphins are released in your brain, so you actually really feel better. Like when you get a hug, you really start feeling better. In a unhealthy family, if a child hurts his head and is in pain, and then his parents do not validate this pain, he he associates pain with the injury with pain of the lack of validation of his feelings. So then he just starts shutting down self because pain leads to more pain. So why would you cause yourself more pain? Why wouldn't you just be in the pain that you are already in that moment? Um, so that's kind of why I didn't really have a self and I didn't really feel my feelings. It's because my parents did not validate my own feelings when I was injured. Um, and the problem is when you shut down your feelings, you shut down all feelings. You shut down pain, but you also shut down joy. Um, you shut everything down. You kind of lose your sense of self. And when you lose your sense of self, it is impossible for you to empathize with anybody else. You don't love yourself. You don't like yourself. You don't have a sense of self. How can you look at other, our other humans and like our brothers and sisters and like have any sort of empathy for them? Because you are feel like the losers of the losers. And you're in such shit that like thinking about anything else besides your pain is just impossible. So, you know, we're here to love others and be of service for others. So, first we need to feel our own feelings before we even get to that place. How many people out there can't feel their feelings? Most people just intellectualize their feelings. Well, if you look as like a society as a reflection of us in our whole, and then you start asking yourself like, what's the answer to that? Are we really super empathetic as a society, as a human race right now? Good question. Um, I guess the last thing about feeling your feelings is that the trick of it all is that you are unaware of what you are unaware of by default. You cannot know what you do not know. So most people think they are actually feeling their feelings when they are really just intellectualizing their feelings. So that's the other, it's a total catch 22, man. It's a totally like you have to really go outside of yourself, really look at your own fears, really feel your pain, man. That was a huge thing for me when I was going to understanding feelings. The first one is feel your pain. And dude, homie, sucks. I mean, it's taken me days to feel pain or shame or any sort of thing like that sometimes. Days, man. From it just being, from repressing that feeling my whole life, and anytime it coming up, like quickly as fuck, stuffing that shit under the rug. Yeah, man, feeling that, feel your pain. And it's okay to like cry about it. And man, maybe you need to smoke some weed after. I don't know. Maybe it helps. I wouldn't recommend probably drinking when you're feeling it. Just feel it, and it's pretty intense. But you realize that after you feel it for a while, it gets less and less and less, and those feelings, those angry or whatever feelings, any sort of feelings, and any sort of fear feelings are just kind of smoke, and but they're gonna push back. They're gonna push back on you for sure. Like, homie, you can maybe like have face one fear once. It's gonna push back. It's gonna be bigger. But do it again, man. Face that fear again. Keep doing it over and 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 over. And eventually, like I said, maybe be a year. A fucking year, man. Dedicate yourself to something, sucker. And after a year, it's gone for good, or like minimized for good, and you're able to feel your feelings. You're able to get more out of your intellect now, and you're able to kind of use your feelings as a guide, like 50-50 guide with your intellect. And then, man, you're in flow. You're fucking cruising. You're like understanding what the nature of reality is. You are in like flow state. It's so awesome. But anyway, I hope this story and my speaking, encourage you guys to feel your own feelings, share your own feelings, man. I go to Codependency Anonymous meetings now, and I just see how difficult it is to share with people that are not going to judge you for the thing that you judge yourself about a lot. And it's hard for them to do that. And I'm actually going to have some people on this. I'm going to interview them. Or maybe not. I'm just going to have them share so they don't have to go to a meeting all the time. So you might have some new people on my channel, whatever I'm calling this, soon. And it'd be nice to have stories about other people sharing their feelings. Anyway, guys, send it, and girls and reptilians, sending love.